So now we've got this plane. I want to make it into, give it some volume. So we are going to select the whole thing, and we are going to extrude it. So let's go back to faces and extrude like that. And then because we've extruded from the center line, I can now add symmetry. And turbo smooth. Which gives us a very boxy version of the Mini. So leaving the show end results button on, I can now start pulling this into place. Just drag all that lot. So I actually don't need the bottom of the car because that will be dealt with by a separate object, and you can see that it's sort of pulling the shape at the bottom away, out. You can see it's doing that to the bottom, so I'm just going to get rid of these faces at the bottom for the moment. So let's do... and we'll delete all of those. And you can see now it's flush down at the bottom. So let's work on my silhouette. Oops. About X again to get my X-ray view in place. So that's selected the whole loop there, so I'm just going to out deselect these ones, and I can shape that a bit more. Oops, a bit more like that. A bit bulbous, isn't it? Right. And then the last thing is this again. So double click for the edge loop, out deselect that, drag that out a bit. That's a bit better. So let's just soften. So let's go into isolation mode, and we'll just tweak this a bit now, so it's a bit less boxy. Let's get that. And I'm going to add another subdivision level now. So we have this. Okay, so this is the basic shape of the car. Let's drag. This back over here. And I'm trying to keep my edge loops sort of clean, so let's do this. Cool. So I'm going to just stick on isoline display, press F4, and I'm just going to go on softening the form a bit and fixing some of these little rogue edges. So let's just do this. So I'm going to select all of those, and we're going to align it to the y-axis. I can never get this right. X, no, Z, that one. Right, okay. So that will flatten everything into the Z-axis, and then I can right-click up here, and I can set the absolute position of those vertices to be 0 in the x-axis. Really? Interesting. So you can see that I've actually put my plane in the wrong place, which is a foolish move, I know. So let's just fix that. So I'm going to right click on here, set this to 0, 0, 0, and then I'm going to have to bring my mesh back into place. Like that. Select all these guys, make sure they're zeroed. Look at it from over here. There we go. So let that be a lesson to you. Always make sure that you're in the center of the screen because it will make things a lot easier. Okay, so let's just soften this edge a bit as well. And I want this line to sort of flow around and continuously, like so. That I need to be there. And I think that is quite a good start. So let's have a look at the turbo smooth. Okay, so that's the basic form of the car. And probably right now I could leave it, but I think it would be nice just before we do too much else just to tighten up this edge so we get something more like that. So I'm just going to add another edge loop across the center of here. So let's do that swift loop and we'll just stick it about there. And you can see that tightens up the edge and we've got much more of a mini shape now. Okay, so I'll break here and we'll have a look at the wheel arches and everything in the next video.